things look different. I look about the same, but it's been a pandemic. Obviously not much has happened in some ways, but I think we've all felt different during this pandemic. Everyone I've talked to online, and now as we start to open some people in person, which is really exciting, but also really stressful. A lot of people are talking about how much changed during the pandemic for them personally, and we're all struggling now with how to come out of this pandemic and kind of put our best foot forward. So I wanted to come out and just be honest and lay it all out there. Here's what I've been doing. Because I think about you all the time. Every day I feel like, oh, I should be making my video today. And it's like, oh, but I've got these other things going on. Are you pregnant? Before we get into it, I just want you to know one thing. You are the reason I'm here. Everyone who has sent me messages and tweets and all sorts of different little DMs, I really love hearing from each and every one of you, so thank you. And since I saw you last, a lot has changed in Trace World. I bit off a lot in the last few months professionally, but personally speaking, I've had a bit of a major life change too. I bought a house. You're in it right now. I own a hot tub. I never thought that would be a thing. And Flavia and I got married. I mean, we were supposed to go to Brazil, but we canceled our wedding in May of 2020. We moved it to October because COVID, but then COVID didn't get any better. You know, at the beginning, who knew what was gonna happen? So then we just canceled it entirely. And we got a few friends together on the beach in Santa Monica on a very uncharacteristically foggy day and kind of finalized everything for each other. But it was still, you know, a lot. It was just a lot. Personally, and buying a house, that's insane. Prices are wild. You have to look every weekend and all during the week and decide if you want a house in a day and spend more money than you can ever imagine spending at once, and it's just harrowing. And we did it, and we got this house, and we really love it, but then, you know, we had to move, and so we had to move in and out of our apartment, and during that same week, of course, we found out this other bit of news. We were getting COVID tested, and the nurses were like, okay, answer these questions. You know, have you exposed to COVID? No. Do you have this? No. Are you pregnant? And we were like, yeah, we are. And actually the COVID nurses were the first people to know other than us. We hadn't even told our parents yet. So I've got a house, you know, got a hot tub, and now I'm gonna have a little baby Dominguez later this year. All baby and dad advice is welcome, please. I research things for a living, but this is like a whole other discipline outside of astronomy and animal intelligence. I mean, I guess it's sort of like animal intelligence. I mean, and if y'all don't think I'm gonna use my behavioral sciences degree on this kid, you have no idea who I am as a human being. I'm gonna science the shit out of this. Professionally, right now, I have like 5 jobs. I do lots of things, so let me kind of back up and unpack those. Animal IQ is on PBS Terra, that's its YouTube channel. In every episode, we pick an animal and we find an expert, and myself, and then Dr. Natalia Borrego, who is a behavioral scientist. We break down what we know about the intelligence of that animal in the science. And this is the first show that I actually pitched and got to make after I pitched it. It's really awesome. Now we're finally making it, which is just a huge step for me in my career, but that huge step takes up a huge amount of time. So now it's almost like I'm a business, right? Well, it's not almost, it actually is. I'm a small business owner. I've got employees, insurance, an accountant, a lawyer. It's kind of wild, actually, and that's where most of my time was in the first few months of 2021. But I'm also still producing, writing, and hosting Stargazers. It's a 1-minute program. It airs on PBS television every week, and on the show we tell people what's going on in the sky and how to stargaze from your backyard or your parking lot or out in the wilderness, and everything on the show can be seen with the naked eye. There's no telescopes, no fancy equipment, and I highly recommend, if you want to learn more about what's going on above your head in the night sky every night, you should go check it out. I now have all these little bits of astronomy software on my computer, and I'm looking at the sky in a completely different way just by making this show, and so hopefully if you have watched it, you feel the same way. Along with those 2 jobs, which are pretty big, I'm also helping with a secret project, and I don't want to spill the beans on that yet, but it's a partnership with, let's see, how can I tell you this without telling you? O.J. Hansen, and Emily A. Astley Gray, that doesn't actually work. The project's gonna be cool. It's coming out very soon, so you're gonna know all about it like within the next few weeks. And we've started to see some early cuts on our end, and they're unlike anything I've done in a while, maybe ever. And it's really, really awesome. And so that's taken up a lot of my time. And that's 3 big jobs, and which means we're like part of the way there. I also accepted a part-time job with a company that I'm organizing and producing special projects for them, which has been a big challenge. But I'm learning a lot about startups and working with other people. I'm de-rusting the other people, kind of flexing joints and corporate muscles and stuff that have atrophied since I quit Group 9/Seeker in 2018. I'm also freelancing and consulting with people who want to make better YouTube or just digital media in general. They want to make a video, they want to make a video at home. They're not sure what gear to get, how much to spend, what to focus on. All of those things, call me. Let's see, I also, of course, do my own YouTube. And I've always thought of my channel as my full-time side project. I've actually got a lot of ideas in the pipeline, a few collabs that I'm really excited about. And I'm working on a video right now about a heavy particle accelerator that I was able to visit right before the pandemic began. They create rare isotopes. It's gonna be really fun. It's making me think of the periodic table in a way that I hadn't before. And that video should be out before the end of the month if everything goes well. But I've already had to delay it once because the Animal IQ needed us to reshoot a whole interview with someone in Portugal. Being a small business owner is a lot, you know, work. Okay, so clearly I've been maybe not always overwhelmed, definitely always consistently whelmed. and maybe overwhelmed actually more than I would want to admit. And I think y'all can probably see that. But during all that, of course, the bagel video exploded and doubled my subscribers overnight. And then I had subscriber guilt, which means now I have to build a whole new studio in this house and try and think of videos to build. And I don't want you to feel bad about that. Of course, it's not your fault. I'm just excited that you're here. I'm really excited to keep this channel growing and keep everyone entertained and keep shouting about my excitement for the universe and the planet and the life on the rock that we live on, and I'm pumped for 2021 and onward. But wow, it has been a wild, raucous, well, not raucous, we've been inside the whole time, but mentally raucous 2021 and 2020. So that's my little clip show. A little bit about me. I'm Trace Dominguez. I'm a science communicator, producer, creator of television and digital media that's seen all over the world. And I'm just a guy sitting in a spare bedroom talking about nerdy shit. Can I tell y'all something I've noticed now that we kind of got that out of the way? As we come out of this pandemic and I'm catching up with people, lots of people meet up with you for the first time. They haven't seen you in 18 months. And have you done this yet? And they say, what's up? How you been? How have I been? I've been trapped inside because of a because of a precedented global pandemic, which is also, you know, redundant because pandemic implies global. Either way, you want to start a rant with somebody like me, ask what's up. Don't ask that. That's too big an ask. Ask them something relevant to their experience today. How you feeling right now? How you feeling today? Is it nice to get outside? Don't make people recap everything that's happened since you saw them last. I mean, aside from the fact that it's not gonna happen, you're probably just gonna make people kind of explode a little bit in their brains because the last time you saw some of these people, it might have been a year, it might have been 2 years. At the end of the day, we're all out here struggling with how much to do, how much to tell about our pandemonium, and how much of our struggles to share and not share. I mean, personally, I burned myself out very much trying to do a lot in early 2021 and keep myself busy. And I'm not gonna say I'm not burned out still. I'm still pretty burned, a little crispy, and definitely not at 100 with my mental health. But we have to move forward. And every time I hug a friend who I was missing or talk to somebody who I haven't seen in a while, like you, it makes it a little bit better. And we're all working to figure out where we fit in this new world. Pandemics change things. They change people, they change society, they change worlds. Pandemics are not fun. It happened on our watch. We'll get there. But it's always better if we get there together. Even though we're on our way out of the pandemic and we can see the light, people are still dying and fear is rampant. People are still afraid of propaganda and misinformation and vaccinations. This might be one of the most fearful times we've lived in a long time. And the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. We will make it. We will be bruised and broken and tired as hell. but we'll make it. And this sort of took a turn from where I've been and what I've been doing and kind of a lighthearted idea, but I've had a lot to say and not a lot of time to video it lately. So before I go, a quick reminder, listen to science communicators. Listen to the scientists. If someone is trying to tell you what to think, take that with a grain of salt. Hopefully, science communicators are out there telling you what to think about. There are thousands of science communicators out there, so share your favorites down in the comments. Be supportive. I mean, I don't do all these jobs just for fun. I need them to pay my bills, and your support helps so much. Not just in the way that these other jobs help, but also in my brain. You're there supporting me. It's great, but you know, I have a kid on the way, so I gotta read a lot more books. I gotta get a crib, you know? I got a lot to do. And for real this time, I'm gonna wrap it up, but thank you for being there with me. Thank you for being there for me. Tell me about your pandemics, you know? Is this the first time you've been to a bar in a while? I know it's not the first YouTube video you've watched. What are you gonna do to better yourself in 2021? What are you gonna be now? As we emerge from this chrysalis, what are you gonna look like? Do you really wanna go back to exactly how you were before? Because that person's gone. You're a new person now. In the same way that when you were 23, you're not the same as when you're 25, that's the gap we're talking about. You're a different person. So what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna be? Tell us, show us. Thank you so much for watching. I really love you all. I hope you enjoyed this diatribe of mine. Be safe, keep your hands clean, and I'll see you in the future with more videos.